Let's start our presentation. There are 6 members of the council this time. Next. This part is to introduction to the council. Next. In this part, I will introduce the background of PowerPoints and the main context. The whole background of PowerPoints is to provide Tata Group with some professional guidance on cost culture management in a global business environment. Look at number 1. It's about part 2 and part 3. We will introduce the key data, history products, and international footprints of Tata Group, Tata Motors, and Jaguar Land Rover. Look at the number 2 is about the acquisition. This part I will summarize the Tata Motors acquisition timelines and the major media reports. Look at the number 3 is the part 5. We will collect key data and analyze the opportunities and the threats in the context of globalization. While the rest is a comparison between the UK and India. Different lies is that the 6 parts compares the culture, administrative, geographical, and economic gap between Britain and India. While the 7th part analyzes the data between India and the UK through heuristics, indicators, and lists the opportunities and challenges that India will encounter in investing in British companies. Well, finally, we come to the conclusion and recommendation for Tata Motors. Well, welcome my next partner, ZIyou Yang.
Okay, I will start to talk about Tata and Tata Motors. Next. Founded in 1868, the Tata Group of Company is one of India's oldest business enterprises. It is operating in more than 100 countries across 6 continents with 246,000 employees. In 1945, Tata Group added another star in the sky by establishing Tata Engineering and Locomotive Company. It was renamed as Tata Motors in the year 2003. Next, Tata Motors is the biggest automobile manufacturing company in India, with an extensive range of passengers, commercial, and defense vehicles in its portfolios. Next. Here are the Tata Motors net revenues from 2010 to 2021. It can be seen from the bar chart. The income shows an upward trend from 2010 to 2019. However, it had a downward trend from 2019 to 2021. There are 3 types of products of Tata Motors: cars and sport utility vehicles, trucks, buses, and defense. Next. Today, Tata Motor Group is present in over 125 countries. Tata Motors also conduct business in Africa, Latin America, Russia, APAC, and Middle East. Here are the maps of its design centers and manufacturing locations. Next. Next to move on, Jaguar and Land Rover. Jaguar and Land Rover are British car brands that were both bought by Ford Motors and acquired by the Tata Group in 2008. Next. Here are the data about number of cars sold by Jaguar Land Rover globally between 2015 to 2019. It can seem that the United States has emerged as the most important sales market for Jaguar Land Rover. In 2019, the luxury car manufacturer sold roughly 106,600 vehicles in its home market, which was slightly less than the number sold in the rest of Europe. Apart from sales to North America, Jaguar Land Rover suffered a sales decline in all its main markets. Business with China, the world's largest automobile market, declined by 8.9% between 2018. Next. Here are product footprints about Jaguar from 1935 to 2016. Next. Land Rover product footprint from 1969 to 2020. Next. The international footprint map of Jaguar Land Rover. Here are three main research and development overseas. Next. Firstly, Brazil. This manufacturing facility benefits from many key sustainability features such as rainwater collections and the planting of more than 1,200 trees to help preserve and improve the natural habitat around the factory. Second, United States. The location was selected for its proximity to the technology centers in Silicon Valley and Seattle, enabling collaborative partnerships with the world-leading IT business and creative and technical talent. Lastly, Indian local vehicle accessibility. This facility is subject to Jaguar Land Rover's mainstream launch quality processes and is overseen by experienced manufacturing and quality managers, many of whom have moved to India from the UK. Okay, next part.
Well, in this part is about summary of the acquisition. Next. Before I talk about acquisition, I want to talk about the founding of Jaguar. Jaguar was started in 1922 as a smaller sidecar company. It made sidecars for motorcycles in Blackpool. Its founder was William Lyons and William Wellesley. They named it S Cars Limited, and in 1935 it produced its first sports saloon. Well, on March 23, 1945, they changed their name to Jaguar. Well, as I mentioned in my PowerPoints, Tata acquired Jaguar Land Rover from them in June 2008 for $2.3 billion in cash. Well, everyone can look at the second paragraph. In this paragraph is about the major acquisition news report in India today. Well, welcome the next partner.
Thank you, Yutong. I will discuss the global automotive industry in two parts. Next. First of all, I would like to talk about the environment of the global automobile industry in recent years. In the period of international economic expansion after the 2008 to 2009 financial crisis, the orders of automobile manufacturers has been filled in advance. The global auto industry has experienced a golden period before reaching the stagnation level. It maintained a stable growth rate throughout 2018. Even before the coronavirus pandemic pushed the world into chaos, car production was declining. The post-pandemic plateau coincided with the number of emerging trends, including the rise of mobile series and electric vehicles, and prolonged companies around the world to focus on innovations. In 2020, measures to reduce the spread for new coronavirus will stay badly the supply chain, resulting in the closures of production sites and dealer locations in many important markets. Next, as mentioned earlier, with the birth of a new round of scientific and technological revolutions, the global automobile industry is undergoing disruptive changes in communications, technology, energy and power productions and operation, self and use. The new characteristics of automobile industries are electrification, intelligence, networking, and sharing. First, at the 2019 Guangzhou Auto Show, new energy models of large companies such as Benz, Audi, and Volkswagen were intensively unveiled, which also reflects that these companies have indeed begun to work hard in the field of new energy vehicles. Second, according to the new Minicode Frankfurt, November 2020, electric vehicles, automated driving, and digital transformation of vehicles, technological trends continue to put pressures on the profit of automobiles. Sparta, the COVID-19 pandemic further exacerbated these trends. My speech is over. Now let's go to the next part by my partner, Yang Zhuoxuan.
All right, thanks. It's my turn to do a presentation here. In this part, we are going to introduce the cage between UK and India. First one is cultural distance. Well, as we all know, the UK and India, they speak the same language. The official language of Britain and India are English. Therefore, they have the certain language advantages in trade compared with other countries. Second, different culture. The Britain is mainly based on the European culture, while the India is located in South Asia and close to China. It is mainly based on the Asian culture, which is easier to open the Asian market. Second is the administrative distance. Because India has the history of being because the India has a history of being colonized by Britain, it belongs to the Commonwealth. Because of the Commonwealth preferential systems, the two countries enjoy certain preferential treatment trade. And also the India's legal systems and judicial systems framework are based on the common law system. Next. The geographical distance. The UK is surrounded by seas, with many ports and convenience transportation. It is suitable for technology and foreign trade enterprise to invest. There are many plans in India, but the transportation infrastructure is backward. So we can only develop some foreign trade and some middle and lower reaches industry. Next. The economy distance. Gini index can show the gap between the rich and poor and the comprehensive economy strength of the country. The high Gini index means that the gap between the rich and the poor and the economic issues in this country are very serious. Let's look at some data. The Gini index of India in 2011 was 35.7, while that of the UK in the same years was 33.2. Well, let my partners talk about the next part.
Next, I will present the cultural distance between India and the UK. Next. The first part is a comparison of two countries. Using holistic cultural dimensions, from these two graphs we can clearly see the gap between India and the UK on the dimensions of power distance, individualism, and indulgence. Next. From India, the country has a score of 77 on the power distance and is classified as a high power distance country. This type is known to be dependent on the direction of the leader and the existence of the hierarchy in the organization with unequal power between employees at different levels. India scores 48 on the individualism level, which is a middle individualism with a more collectivistic bias. In collectivism, the first consideration in making any decision should be organization. An individual behavior is influenced by the wider environment. India is a restricted country. People are bound by society, do not seek pleasure, and have a tendency to be cynical and pessimistic. Next, about the UK, it is clearly a country of low power distance, looking for equal human relations with people of a same rank above and below. On an individualistic level, with 89 points, it is an individualistic country. People in this type of country tend to think independently and focus on individual achievement. In addition, decisions made prioritize the needs of individuals. Compared to India, the UK is an indulgent type of country. People are more interested in enjoying life and pursuing happiness and freedom. Next, the first section deals with the opportunities and threats encountered by multinational companies. There must be more opportunities for a company to grow in another country. Firstly, it can expand the customer base and attract different customers to increase the sale of their products. The second is to increase the awareness of company in other countries. In addition, technological advance can be obtained through the takeover of other companies. While the benefits of this approach are many, we cannot ignore some of the challenges it presents. Cultural distance between countries can have different modes of management, hierarchies, etc. Moreover, the needs of customers in different cultures are also very different. And let my partner to introduce the next part.
Okay, thanks my group members here. Now let me to conclusion. Multinational companies in dealing with the development of enterprise in different countries, the staff's work attitude and the different country background of different corporate culture, the production and sales of enterprises has a huge impact. For example, the collectivism for Indian employees and the individual of Britons. The Indian employees are not equal to that of UK employees. The cultural background of different countries and its impact on the different corporate culture, different culture driving habits, different role and regulations, appearance and internal style performance. Multinational companies in different countries of production and sales have different impacts. In the process of global economic integration, the market development of every culture is very important. Multinational corporations should adjust their development stages accordingly. Different countries should have different stages in order to be better, grasp the opportunity and the challenges of global economic integration. Recommendations. In the face of the development of multinational trade and the global economy, electrification, intelligence, networking informations is key to future development. In the rapid development of science and technology, technological change is extremely important in continuous development to learn the advantage of others, seek common ground, will receive difference and the cultural background of different cultures, adjust corresponding stages according to different countries and respond to the need to different markets, comply with the development of the global economy, grasp the market demands of different countries, establish their own excellent cooperation culture and technology. This is my introduction conclusion. Thank you for your attention.